Just going to start talking and hope that people will comment and let me know that you can see me and hear me. So I'm Ellie. I'm from Ellymentry Paper Stamping, Papercrafting even. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. And today's live is all about the Trees for Sale stamp set and dies. Now, in case you don't know, you haven't seen the new catalogues, the stamp set is available in our new mini catalogue, which runs from the beginning of July and through till the end of December. And the stamp set's available in here. Now, there's also a set of absolutely amazing dies. Now, the interesting thing is that the dies are not actually for sale. The dies are a free gift. Yes, a free gift. So there's a celebration catalogue. I've given my copy to someone, so I can't show you. But when you spend a certain amount of money, you get free gifts. And if you'd like one, there is a link to it in the description box below. And I can always send copies out if they're needed. So yeah, so this is free. And I just really couldn't wait to play with it. And so this is my first play today. Okay, so I can see some comments coming in. Hilary is here. Hi, Hills. Nice to see you. And Claire. Claire, you haven't been very well. Bad headaches again, I think, yeah? Hello, Jackie. Really nice to see you. In at the beginning. I know sometimes you don't make it to the end, so well done. Right, I hope it's not going to make anyone feel sick, but I'm just going to just change the angle of my camera so that you can see all the desk and not sort of half my lap. Bear with me. Okay, leave it a minute and it will focus. Okay, I think that's okay here. What do you think? I'll just move that back so you can't see that. Okay, yep, I think this is looking good. So Claire says she'll survive. Oh, I know it's rotten when you've got bad head. As you know, I've gone through it. So I know what it's like. It's really frustrating because you don't feel sociable. You're in pain and you just need to rest. So I'm glad you came along. Hello, Cheryl. Long time no see. Okay, so let's get started. Now, most of this, I have to admit, is kind of like in my head, planned in my head. I haven't done anything. I haven't made the card in advance, so the design is in my head. So I'm starting with, this is the piercing mat from Stampin' Up, and I've just wrapped a piece of our grid paper around it to protect it so that when I stamp, I don't get the stamping onto the pad. And this is really, really good to stamp onto, especially if you're using photopolymer stamps. And that's what these stamps in the Trees for Sale set are. Now, as I say, I am kind of half winging it today because it is all just in my head. So forgive me if I kind of like go a little bit wrong somewhere along the line, or I have to stop and think about what I was thinking of. I'm sorry to hear that, Cheryl. And of course, we're on different time zones because if anyone who doesn't know Cheryl, she is on the other side of the pond, as they say, over in the USA. So, you know, there's that time lag as well. Okay, so I'm starting off with the normal size card that I use, which is a piece of A4 cardstock, just scored down the middle and folded in half. And that's what we in Britain call an A5 card. Now, it's always better to work on the card flat, so I open it out. And I'm going to start with a little bit of Sahara Sand ink and a large blending brush, a very large blending brush. The only reason I have the really big one is because I bought a set of these brushes on Amazon, I think, and they are all different sizes. And the ones I use most are the smaller ones, but if I'm covering a large area with a light colour, this is really good actually. So going to ink up my brush, and off camera where you can't see, I do have a piece of scrap paper, and I'm just wiping the excess off. I don't need a heavy colouring of this, and it doesn't matter if it's not even, it can be patchy, it really doesn't matter. It's just to take the starkness of the very vanilla off the card, because I'm going to do something that I very rarely do, and that's scene building. So one of my fellow Stampin' Up teammates, who lots of you know, Wendy, she is absolutely brilliant at scene building, and she does lots and lots of videos. But I don't do it very often, but with this stamp set it just called for it. So that's all I'm going to do. It's not a huge colouring, as you can see, but as this card is supposed to be set in a tree lot. Now here in the United Kingdom, we don't have tree lots like you do in America, but I know that's what you call them over there. Hi Levine, great to see you this afternoon. Hi Anne, I wasn't sure if you'd make it today because I know you got a bit of family business going on, but I'm glad you came along for a chat. And yes, it's been lovely, hasn't it, today? So it's good to sit out in the garden. Sorry, I opened that and moved it away. This is Balmy Blue, and I'm using a smaller brush now, and I'm just going to do again a little bit of colour in the top part of the card to represent a sort of sky. Now, you know, I'm stamping over these things. I'm going to use die cuts as well, so a lot of this won't be seen, but just in case there's a little bit poking out somewhere, I thought it'd be nice to just bring in that little bit of colour to represent the sky. So there we go. Not a solid colour, just a few little bits of lighter colour where the clouds might cover the blue. Okay, so that's Balmy Blue. Don't need that again, so I'm going to put that away. So I'm trying to be really tidy here and put my brushes away and my stamp sets away after I've used them. Okay, so that's my preparation done. I have done quite a lot of this in advance because I was aware that some of these things would be quite time consuming, die cutting, etc. Right, looking at this on the screen, I can see that I've sort of got a clear line across the middle, which obviously I don't want. So I'm just going to come in here and there and just blend those in a little bit more so we haven't got that hard line. Okay, here we go then. So this is where I have to think about what do I do first. I know that's sort of what I want it to look like in the end, but it's how do I start with the build up. So I think I'm going to go with stamping the trees onto the cardstock. Now there are 3 sizes of trees. It's a bit like oh dear, this is funny. Remember the 3 bears? You've got Daddy Bear, Mummy Bear and Baby Bear. Well, this is the same with the trees. So it's 2-step stamping. You've got the base of the tree, which I'm going to stamp in Pear Pizzazz, which is a lighter green. And then you've got these bits, which you can stamp on top, which I'm going to do in a darker green. And in my case, it's Mossy Meadow. Okay, so you stamp that first and that one on top. So let's get going. So there's my Pear Pizzazz. Let's open up my Mossy Meadow. So I've actually stuck the stamps one on one side and one on the other, so that I don't use up too many blocks. So I'm going to start by, I'm not stamping them at the front, and you'll see why in a minute. This is just to create the illusion that there are lots and lots of trees growing at the back of this lot. They've got their own forest of trees and they go out there and chop them down for you. Okay, so these are supposed to be sort of growing in the forest behind. Now the reason there's a gap in there is because I didn't press down because of that stamp on top. So, you know, although I thought I was saving time and making things good by doing that, maybe it wasn't such a good idea. So then I'm going to turn it over and come in with the darker colour. And you will notice that I stamped off a couple of times. I stamped and stamped again. So we've got several generation of inks, which makes some look further away than others. So Cheryl said, does that make you the Goldilocks of the forest? Yes, I am Goldilocks. You know, aka Ellymentry Papercrafting. Nice one, Cheryl. So just give that a little bit of welly and then just use that ink again there. And I'm going to use it a third time for that tree right at the back. I'm going to re-ink and do that one. I won't re-ink and do that one. So these look a bit of a mess, but it's okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And then on the other side, I'm going to do slightly more on the left-hand side. Oops, nearly used the wrong ink pad there. So we're going to go Pear Pizzazz and then just come away a little bit and do another stamping there. I've got this effect, which wasn't very good, was it? Never mind, we'll sort that out in a minute. And I'm going to stamp that off and then come back in here. That's it. And then with my darker colour, we'll go over. I didn't press very hard there. I think it's because I've got this stamp on top. I'm not doing a brilliant job here. And we'll go that. And with that, I'm just going to have to put up with having dirty, inky hands. Oh, I've got an Esther smudge. Look, everyone, an Esther smudge. Might be able to cover that up in a minute. Look at this. Right, time to grab the Simply Chamois here to clean off my hands. Oh, Cheryl, very witty this afternoon. Look, Goldilocks has been stamping their trees. Okay, that's good. That's got rid of the ink. So I'm just going to dry my hands on my dress. Oh dear, what am I like? Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next size tree. I had meant to do that over there and I confess I forgot. And I'm going to do secondary stamping here and third generation. And turn it over and go 1, 2. And then I'm just going to use the tiny baby tree a couple of times here. Turn it over and use that second stamping there. Okay, now they're not supposed to look neat and you're not supposed to be able to distinguish them because they're a little way away and they are growing one in front of the other. You know, it's a forest. Okay, so we're all ignoring that little smudge, aren't we? We can't see it. Okay, now this was the bit that I kind of like wasn't sure when I'm supposed to stamp it, because like I say, this is all in my head. So I'm going to do it now, hoping it's the right time. So this, and I have to admit to you all girls, that when I got this stamp set, there's loads of stamps in there and loads of dies, and some of them I didn't know what they were for. So it was when Esther was using the stamp set the other night that we all realised that this is the pole you use to hang your Christmas lights from. So I want my Christmas lights to be about here, I think. So I'm going to put my pole there. So if the top of it's got to go about there. So I think I should do this in soft suede. Sorry about that, my arm in front of the camera. And we're going to go for it. So I said just to the left of that tree, didn't I? There we are. I'm just going to hold it there for a minute. I'm not going to press really hard because this obviously is a very thin die, and if I press too hard I run the risk of rocking that and not getting a good crisp image. So oh, everybody say a prayer. Yes, it worked. Good, good, good. And then we'll come over this side and hopefully I'm going to get it. I think maybe if I turn it this way, I might be able to line that up better. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, that's good. It shows up and I think it's not quite level, but you know, it doesn't matter. I assure you it doesn't matter. I'm not sure if I'm trying to assure you or myself, but I'm going to say it doesn't matter. You know, these things are not always straight, are they? How many times do you put something up, you know, these decorations, and you say, oh, it's a bit too far up that side, and it doesn't matter. It's okay. Nobody's going to die about it. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly clean off that stamp because I want to use this block again. So a good time to get out the stamp and scrub and just show this off in case anybody still doesn't know about it. So you clean it off there, and on the other side is a nice dry pad to dry it off on. And then I'm going to put my lights on. Now I'm going to do this in a specific way. Oh, look at that, hidden gems. Because my card is wider than these lights, I'm going to do that, like I'm going to bend this round so that it doesn't arc so far, and then I'm going to join more lights on there. Okay, that's the plan. So let's hope it works. So I'm going to pop the I was going to say die then, the stamp down like so, and I'm not going to actually, do you know what, it might be better if I do it like this. Come on now, concentrate. Like, I'll just give it a little tiny curve there. All right, and hopefully this will work. Now I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this in red, and for no other reason than this is the only red I can reach. Sorry about the camera wobbling. I knocked it with my arm when I reached for my ink pad. So in red, I'm just going to go like this. Oh, look, pretty lights. Pretty lights. And then I reckon, oh, do you know, I'm going to really, oh, I might be able to join these up. It might be a little bit odd, but I'm going to see what I can do here. Oh, this is quite intense, girls. I'm going to have to get my head over to see this. Sorry if my head's in the way. Oh, I would say I've got my fingers crossed, but you can see I don't. But my legs are crossed. I hope that counts. Okay. Ta-da! Okay, it's a little bit out, but I'm not going to tell anybody if you don't. Anyone else double up their lights at Christmas and they overlap a bit? Wow, that's what we've just done. Okay, so there's my lights above the tree lot. I nearly called it a parking lot then. Okay, so I've done the trees and I'm going to do this now. Right, just put my thinking cap on again and remember what's coming next. You've gone quiet. Is that because you're fed up and you've gone home? Gone to watch the tennis? Or are you just mesmerised? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is bring on the trees. Okay, so ahead of time, I have stamped and die cut with those wonderful free dies some of the trees. And I've stamped them exactly the same as I did here. Firstly with the Pear Pizzazz and then with the Mossy Meadow. I've put some foam pads on the back and I'm going to pop these in the foreground. So these are the trees for sale. Okay, so I'm sort of thinking about putting them kind of like here and perhaps a middle-sized one here. I should really, maybe if I thought about this, move that over a bit. Never mind, they'll just have to maybe overlap one a little bit higher than the other, but you know, it's okay. Pop those there like that. And I'm glad I got that there because I'm covering up the bottom of the post so no one will know it doesn't actually go to the ground. And then we can pop this big one in here. Perhaps a baby one there. Let's just move that across a little bit. And then we can have that one. And I might put another baby one there. Unless I add another one over this side. Oh yeah, I think we'll add another one over that side. Okay. No, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop that one over the back. I want to try and get a layered look here, so oh, they're all like sticking to each other. Yeah, I think that's better. So we've got a little bit of dimensional coming through there. Okay. Oh, yeah, somebody is still here. Thank you, Cheryl. Now, when I first saw this, I looked at the dies and there were quite a few dies and I didn't know what they were for. So this afternoon I thought, well, this morning I thought, just cut all the dies out and then you can see what they are. And these, which I might have thought were bows, are little stands for the trees, of course. Silly me. So I'm going to stick these on and leave a bit underneath so I can pop the stands on it. In fact, it might be a good idea to put the stand on first and then I know how far up to stick the tree. Oh, take the lid off the glue. It usually works better that way. So pop that one up there and just get rid of that little bit of glue. Not that it'll matter because we will be covering that up anyway. And pop this base down. There we go. So far, it's kind of like more or less going to the plan I've got in my head. I wish I was one of these people who could sketch. You know, you have an idea and you draw it on a piece of paper. But I'm so bad at that. I mean, really bad. So don't go for that angle, but I wish I could. And then I'm just going to take the backing off that one. and pop that. I'll bring that one up slightly. So that actually that worked well. I wasn't really sure how this was going to look, but yeah, I'm pleased with that. And then we're going to pop that one there and that one there. So let's just move that one and that one. I'm just trying to go through my mind how will I remember to put that exactly back there. I'll do a little trick of putting something where the top needs to go. Does anybody else do this? You're all very quiet this afternoon. And then that one's going there. So move my tweezers over. Is anybody watching the tennis? I got it on the TV in my craft room, but obviously I've turned the sound off because you didn't want that going on. But it's not the big match with the men at the moment. It's the ladies semi-final, but so I'm not overly concerned, but it would be nice to hear if there's any shocks. So if anyone else is watching it, oh good, Hillary's. Oh, is it the final? I thought it was the semi. Oh wow. Okay, let me know if anything alarming happens, please, Hills. So that's gonna go. So that's going roughly there. Okay, I've got to remember that. That's there. Okay. And now, because I did this, look, I now know where I intended to put these. I'm glad I thought that. I'm glad I thought about that. So is it really warm everywhere else? Because I'm absolutely sweltering here. I couldn't have the window open because it gets a bit noisy. I tried this morning, but there were too many motorbikes going past. It's a bit like the TT races. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting the effect I wanted. So I'm pretty cool about this. Oh, Levine's watching Four in a Bed. Do you know, I sometimes watch that and I like it until they start criticising each other. Oh, Levine says it's hot in London too. Yeah. Okay, so now, yeah, this is getting towards what I was kind of hoping for. Wow, that first set was over quickly. But is it Rebecca? Rebecca, I think her name is. So she's 2-1 up. Two love up. Right, sorry about that little break. I was having a little swig of my tea. Now, I am bringing in one of the reasons that I decided I wanted to get this stamp set, and particularly the dies. Now, I hope you all agree with me when you see this. I'm just popping these away because I don't want them to get lost. Okay, so in the die set, there is a caravan. And I was just so taken with this caravan. So I've decided I'm going to use it as the office on the tree lot. Because quite often I think these sort of tree lot places are kind of like just set up in you know, temporary places. It's not always the same place. I think they just find an area that they can put their trees in and just set up there for the season. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I thought, you know, this would be great, wouldn't it? A caravan is the office because it's temporary. So there is my adorable little caravan. Now, I didn't know what all these dies were for, so I just cut them all out so I could have a jolly good look. And when I cut this out, it gave me 2 bits. I used silver and I got the top and the bottom, and it just looks brilliant in silver. It's amazing. And then I just put a small piece of red cardstock under the caravan die again, and that cut out the red door. So I was like really blown away by this. Is anybody else loving this caravan? Please tell me you do. Now, like I said, there were a lot of these little dies and I didn't know what they did. So I would urge you, if you get a set like this and you do have little dies and you don't know what they are, cut them out. Okay, and then you might know what they are then. Obviously, I knew what the dog was. But look at this adorable little wreath. Isn't that just gorgeous? Look at that. Oh, it's 2 parts. You get the wreath and the bow so you can cut the different colours. I just loved it. So cute. And that actually fits perfectly around the little porthole window. So I'm just going to pop that on now while it's in my tweezers. Oh, it's just so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Look at that. Let's just pick that up and I can wiggle it around a bit to fit over there. Oh, I just love it. I just love it. Hilary says, is baby Jesus inside there? Do you know what? He could be, couldn't he? He could be. We would never know. His crib could be just under that window there. Now, the other adorable little die here is for bunting. Tiny weeny bunting. Oh, this is just so ridiculous but gorgeous. So I cut the bunting out of. Now this was a stroke of genius. I wanted something in different colours because, you know, bunting usually is. And I thought about, oh, I could just cut it out in some white and just put a couple of colours, stamp something on it. And then I remembered this gorgeous designer series paper that again is in that mini catalogue. And this is called, oh, I think it's Lights Aglow designer series paper. And I found this one, which was perfect. And you can see where I cut it out from. So I laid it, you know, across so that I would get some of each colour, like so. And the bunting, look at it, it's just right, just right. Says she, dropping it. I'm going to bring this up to the camera against that silver because that's when it really shows up. So come on, girls, what do you think of that? Isn't that just gorgeous? I just love it. So yeah, I'm going to stick that on now, and I think I'm going to just go for a couple of blobs of glue on the back of the bunting. And because I'm popping this onto this silver card, which has got, it sometimes repels wet glue. So I'm just letting it dry a little bit because I think that might help. Just air dry. Anne says it's mega cute, and it is. I'm not really a bunting person. It really isn't something I go for, but I just thought this was, I do miniature, and I think that's why I absolutely love it, because it's miniature. So that's going on there. Now the little dog, I think we will put the little dog, I think he'll come from behind the tree. No, I can't slide him behind the trees because I put that, if I move the dog over, oh no, because his tail will stick up then. Oh dear, I wanted the trees like, you know, slightly in the way of the caravan there. I thought that was quite good. It's as if, you know, he's come in and parked wherever he can. I mean, I can put the dog here, but I didn't want this is supposed to be the entrance to the lot. What do we think of the dog here? He could go there, but he's so I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrench the tree up. I'm going to show you how strong I am and wrench this tree up and pop the dog behind there. Right, he's kind of like jumping behind this tree. God, I'm making a right dog's dinner of this. Did you get that? Did you get it? I'm right. Yeah, okay. So the dog's just peeping out from behind the tree so people can still get in. Okay. He's a guard dog. Oh my goodness, this is getting ridiculous. Right, I'm going to stop and read. The dog is nearly as big as the caravan, I know. It's a Great Dane. Oh, Karen, hi. Thanks for coming along. Oh, and Esther's here. Sorry, Esther, didn't see you sneaking in there. Nice to see you. And Ruth. Hello. So my Stamping Up mother and grandmother are here. Oh, I'd love an ice cream, please, Ruth. Yeah, just vanilla for me, please. Oh, Cheryl, I'm sorry you're still having trouble. Okay, so there we are. We've got the office now. Girls, what do you think? Now, this is the trees for sale sign. When I buy a new stamp set, I always stamp it out on paper just to see what everything looks like. There's the sign. Now I can cut it out and have it on top of the caravan, you know, as a signpost. But what I thought might be really cute is to put it behind so it comes through the window. What do you think? Should we put it in the window? Let's bring this up a bit closer so that you can see better. Okay, or it could stand on top of the van like so. What do you think? I like it inside. So I'm going to stamp it on to a piece of paper anyway and cut it out because that needs to be done wherever I put it. We've got 2 votes for in the window. Oh no, we've got, yeah, in the wando. Levine likes the idea too. So I'm going to find my piece of white cardstock. Now, you might, those of you who are astute, will notice that my cardstock's very vanilla today, but I've cut the van out in white. And I did that deliberately because I wanted it to stand out from the background. That's why I did use the white. It was an accident, which, you know, I admit that sometimes I do things like that without noticing, but it was intentional. Pop that up over there. Oops. I'm going to use the red again because it's behind that window. I want to make sure that it does pop. So I'm going to use the red. Real red, not fake. That's the name of the ink in case anybody didn't know. So trees for sale just goes there. This stamps absolutely beautifully. Stamping Up, such good quality, always stamps perfectly. I am using that pad, remember, which does help. So let's get that die at the ready. Here it is. And I'm just going to cut this off a bit because we don't need the whole piece of cardstock going through the machine. And I like to, oh, right, just knocked a cup of tea over. Right, luckily it missed anything vital, but there is quite a mess behind me, and I'm sorry if I said a rude word then. Oh dear. Okay, what I was going to say is this. I usually put a piece of post-it note tape or something over the top to keep that. Yeah, I've got the chamois. Luckily, I do have old tea towels in my craft room, which I keep right next to me. So I've put a tea towel over it, and the chamois leather just caught that little bit of excess before it went over the side of the table. And everything on that table is like plastic or something. So thankfully, no cardstock. And we're carrying on. Oh dear, dear, dear. So I was talking to Ellen this morning, and while we were talking, we were looking at the these pearlized enamel effects, which I'm going to use this afternoon. And Ellen said she hadn't used the black yet, and she took it out to use it, and the lid was stuck, and she had to open it with her teeth, and then to actually get it out, she had to squeeze so hard that the whole lid came off, and it went all over her desk. And we said, oh my goodness, oh, what, so glad that didn't happen on a live. And then I go and do the cup of tea thing. Yeah, okay. Oh, right, okay. So, behind the window looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Oh, I love it. Just love it. So we'll put, let's look at that again. So I want glue. There, let's see, to me this is just brilliant because it looks like, it really does look like, you know, the guy's just pulled up and he's popped the van where he can put it, and he's got his sign out and realized that he didn't bring the ladder, so he can't climb up and put it on top of the van, so he just says, oh, put it in the window. Love it. There we go. And I think he's probably the kind of guy who would spill a cup of tea. Oh dear Lord, what a laugh. So where's my, let's just get a couple more foam pads to put on the back of my van. So come on, let's have some confessions. Has anyone else spilt a cup of tea whilst doing a live? And more importantly, did they carry on? Did they carry on regardless? I'm just going to cut this in half to make it a bit smaller. So I can put one across the top there. And one down here. And then we can pop the caravan down. So what do you think of it so far? Rubbish? So in Hillary's, no, she'd never knocked a cup of tea over doing a live, but that's because you don't do lives. So, and Karen says, oh no, she twice knocked a cup of tea over her work keyboard. Oh no, Karen, nightmare. I think it's something probably more than one of us have done before. Okay, so there's my caravan. Now, I want to put my greeting in, and I have chosen one that I I've taken it out ready, and it's done a runner, because these things do, don't they? Where did I put the greeting? Here it is. And I've chosen Christmas greetings, just so that everyone knows it's Christmas. And I do think we'll go with red again, because red's my favourite colour and it's Christmassy. Esther has spilt the cup of tea during a live. Glad I'm not the first and the only. And I know you would carry on, Esther, because you always carry on regardless. Even when you have to go out and collect your washing off the line, you go and get it and you come back. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm just going to put Christmas greetings slightly to one side. Don't like to put things bang in the middle, do we? Oh, and of course Hilary doesn't drink tea. All right then, coffee. Yeah, Levine, it's always wise, don't put it on your desk. And I was very wise and I didn't put the tea there. Did you notice? It wasn't here. It's on the table behind me. So, yeah, I did kind of like, thankfully, think a little bit ahead there. I didn't put it next to my work. Now, I wanted to use the footprints because they're adorable, but we've hidden the dog behind the trees. But I'm just going to put some up here because we need something else here anyway. It's a shame that the smudge wasn't here because I might have covered it with the footprints, but that's not going to happen. Esther says I'd be crafting during a apocalypse. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's spelt correctly, if I'm not saying it right. I think it's apocalypse, but anyway, a total disaster. Yeah, you would. And guess what? We'd all be watching. We'd all be watching. So I'm going to pop these footprints along there because we'll pretend that the dog sort of ran down here and only went behind the trees. This is my story. I think we'll go for crumb cake for the footprints. Let's just stamp these over here to see how dark. Yeah, I think they'll be all right. So we'll just stamp the footprints there because they're so cute. Just so lovely, these footprints. Yeah, I love those. Now there was something else I was going to do with this, with the pearlized enamel effects. I thought it would be fun and a bit daring because I need to do it so small to put a couple of berries on my wreath. Anyway, we're going to go for it. All right, girls. Now, I got a tip this morning about this. If you turn it upside down and knock it, it brings all the liquid to the top and hopefully will knock any air bubbles to the base. Let's hope it works. And then, right, we'll go for one in the middle and one each side. Oh, not very practiced with this yet, so they're probably not all going to be the same size. And then I've also been told if you give it a little tap underneath, it helps for them to go into a round ball shape without a point on top. They're looking pretty good. They are all different sizes, but you know, berries and all are the same size, are they? Can you see my little wreath? What do you think? Oh, Hills has given us the score. 1 set each. Ooh. Right, okay. So what do you think of my wreath? Are you enjoying it? I'm really, really pleased with that. Oh, there's a close-up of the new nails as well, look. So I'll give you the thumbnail too, because I know you like to see those. Okay. So that's, I've got to be really careful I don't smudge these berries. So there we are. Now I feel it needs something else, but I don't know what. What do you think, girls? Anybody got any ideas? What I am going to tell you is so you know I said about when you get these dies and you don't know what they're for, cut them out and then you can see. Well, I did that and I still don't really know what these are for. So Levine is liking this stamp set. Thank you for the nails appreciation. Right, so this was one of the dies. Now I assume that's a twig. And on the same die was this. Now is this like to represent maybe logs for a fire? You know, do you light a fire, hang your food over the barbecue? Is this what it is? I don't know what it is. Oh, Esther's tackling the garage. Oh, I wish you'd come round. Well, actually, my garage isn't too bad, but you could tackle a lot of things in my house. So please, has anyone got any idea about this? And the other die is this one. Well, actually, I'm thinking I might have thought of what this is. Maybe if I cut it in green, would it be little pine needles? I'm just clutching at straws now. And these, I think these are just logs. If I pop them on the back of my hand and bring them up to the camera, you'll see that there are lines indented in there. I'm trying to catch the light. Can you see? Yeah. So I think they're logs. So I suppose you could pile these up to make, you know, logs, whatever. So yeah, what do you think? Did you agree with me? Do you think that's what these are? I mean, it'd be quite nice if I just put them there to fill in the gap, but I don't know. They don't, you know, to me, they don't look right. I need something else, don't I? Something else needs to be going on. Can I have some help, please? I think what I am going to do is go along with the rest of these enamel dots. So there's 3 different colours. There's the red I've shown you. There's the white. And now this is called black, but it's not. It comes out grey. But that's all right because black lights are not really great, are they? So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to start with a red. Oh, let's just... I'm going to turn the card upside down so that the berries I've done are up there, so I hopefully don't mess those up. Oh, I'm glad I did that. So I'm going to lift that up and... Oh, I've just thought of something else I've got. The rectangles are tree trunks. Thank you. Oh, tree trunks. Oh, so... Oh, of course. How stupid of me. Yeah, I'm with you. So I'm going in with what's supposed to be black, but is actually grey. It's quite nice actually because it comes out like a sort of charcoal grey. Check out the pink tag image. This is Jackie says, check out the pink tag image in the celebration book. The twig and funny shaped crosses are on the twig. Oh, okay, I'll have a look at that. Let's just tap the back of the card to make these. Do you know, these are really good. They do fall into perfect little domes. I'm impressed with this. Okay, so that's my little pearls. Yeah, I'm glad I put these along here to look. They don't look like fairy lights. They do look like pearl blobs, but it's something 3D. Claire says, build a fire. What, to dry up the tea that I've knocked over? Oh, do you know what? I've just had a thought. I wonder if I've got any birds anywhere I could stamp a bird. Mountain Air's got birds. Okay, so from the Mountain Air set, you can take the bird stamps, which are teeny weeny weeny, just the right size for this. And using my basic black ink, here we go. Now then, if you're anything like me, I usually go and stamp these upside down. Cheryl, more trees could cover the splotch. You're quite right, and I have thought in my head about putting some more trees in. Oh, look at that. I mean, that's just great. And I'll just do a couple more here, look, just to finish off the bird theme. Okay, so right, problem is I can't stamp over there because I put the pearls in. But I will just do some small trees just to try and just fill out that area a little bit. I suppose I could put a few in here. Yeah, I could put a few there, couldn't I? Okay, that's what we're going to do, okay? And if this doesn't work, it's all your fault. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm going to stamp off and make these quite light, these ones. Oh. There we go. Oh, actually, that looks quite good. It looks like more of a sort of misty effect trees, doesn't it? Yeah. Good one, Cheryl. Good shout, as they say. Now it looks like the dog got lost in the woods. Okay. I'm not going to mention the new smudge I've made. We're going to pretend that you can't see that one, okay? And I'm going to stop there because I just feel if I keep going, I could totally ruin this. So that's today's card using the adorable dies and stamp set trees for sale. Now what I do, just to give you a little tip, when I've got tiny little bits I've cut out and I want to keep them, and actually if I have any tiny little dies, I often put those in here. I just find a plastic bag, small plastic bag, and I keep it sealed inside the stamp set here. So I might, if these lose their sticky bit, I might end up putting these in the little bag so that everything's contained in there quite safely. Let's just put that away and close the lid so that I can finish off with the stamp set and the card we created today. Hope you like this, and I'm sorry it was a bit long-winded, and sorry about the tea. But it was a talking point, wasn't it? And everyone can say, I like that woman. She's a trooper. Even when it all goes wrong, she carries on. Oh, so lovely to have you all along, and thank you so much for coming. As always, you can show your appreciation by liking the video, giving me a thumbs up. You can share it with friends. And if you're not already subscribed, which I think you all are, you can hit that subscribe button. In the description box below, I will link a copy of the digital catalogues and also a link to my online store where you can purchase all said products. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll be along again next Saturday afternoon at 2:30 for a live, and Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock for a recorded video. Bye bye everyone.